Welcome to The Real Estate Show on WGBF AM with your host, Charlie Butler. This is where you'll learn to sell your home quickly and for more money. And now, the host of The Real Estate Show, the guy who guarantees to sell your home or he'll buy it himself, Charlie Butler.
Good morning, Tri-State. This is the Charlie Butler Real Estate Show. And as every week, we want to welcome everyone. And I'm here with Evie Barr from Waterstone Mortgage. And good morning, Evie.
Good morning, Charlie. How are you on this beautiful Sunday?
I am doing great this Sunday. It has been a beautiful week this week.
It's been gorgeous out. How's real estate going for you?
Real estate is actually going very good. Both those of you that are looking for homes, there are still a lot of multiple offer situations out there. So if your agent tells you about a home, and you think, well, I'll go look at it in a few days. Unfortunately, we have this happen a lot. And, by the time you get there, there's 3 or 4 offers. And, some people think, well, there's something screwy here. No, there's really not. It happens a lot.
Do you feel like the inventory is coming back up at all? I know the past few months that's been the situation. Inventory's low, so bidding wars have started. But do you feel like it's starting to come up at all?
Inventory is still an issue, especially in the 200 and under range, because and that's where most houses sell.
Yes.
We would love anybody that's got homes. Really, I say 200, really 250 and under. I don't want to eliminate everybody else, but we would love to talk to them because that is that those are selling quickly, and so call the Charlie Butler team. Just call me today, or whenever at 812-499-7758, or email me at cbutler@kw.com. That's my direct cell phone, 812-499-7758. And, look the Charlie Butler Team Facebook page if you want to, if you've got questions. And Evie, I tell people if they've got questions, anything they want us to cover.
Yes.
We would, this is your show. This is not just Evie and I in here talking about what we want to. This is your show, and we want to do what you guys want. So give us a call.
Feel free to also call me at 812-463-3199 with any of your questions that you'd like us to get on the radio, or if you just have mortgage questions. You can also email me at ebar@waterstonemortgage.com. I think we both feel like we really want this to be educational. So whatever the listeners out there would like to know, we would love to answer for them.
Both Keller Williams and Waterstone Mortgage, I think from knowing how Waterstone operates somewhat, both companies are very education-based companies.
Very much so.
And so, we really believe that the more educated that the consumer is, where you can make the better decisions. And just like I know Evie tries to educate herself. In fact, Evie had a tough education assignment recently. She had to go to Tampa, Florida. It was tough on her. So
that was last weekend, but it was wonderful, and I learned a lot about the mortgage world that I hadn't really considered. They dumbed it down for us, which was great, but it will also help me help my clients, whether they be listing agents, selling agents, buyers. It will help me help them a whole lot better.
Is there anything new from what you heard in Tampa? Is there anything new that you want to share, that you think might be helpful to the people out there?
Honestly, from the conference, I'm going to keep all those secrets to myself for the time being.
No, we're going to drill down, Evie.
We did talk about drilling down, but like I said, I'm going to keep those secrets to myself. Honestly, the thing to know about Waterstone Mortgage is it's a wonderful company with wonderful support for me, I have felt the support greatly, but also I love the fact that Waterstone is constantly looking at new programs to help our buyers. One of those programs that we came out with this year that I've talked about some, and I'm going to talk about again, is our Wealth Builder program.
Great program.
Wonderful program. And the purpose of the Wealth Builder, it's a no money down program. And it's really for those buyers that maybe they do have money in the bank, but they want to use it elsewhere. They don't want to put it towards the down payment of their house. So it's a no down payment program. The house can be anywhere, as long as of course, we are licensed in that state to loan. But why it's a Wealth Builder program is we set it up on a 20-year amortization. So most loans people set up for 30 years. This is set up for 20. And after about 7 years, I believe, you have 30% equity in your house. Most people only stay in their house for 5 to 7 years. And even though you didn't initially pay money down, you will have equity built up that you can use towards the down payment of your next home. So it's really a great program.
And I know you talked about this in the past, but just so everybody understands, I know they hear about these no money down programs and they think, and on some of them there are many restrictions, as far as income restrictions and what you can buy and all this. My understanding, there's not those restrictions on the Wealth Builder program. Really,
the only restriction is we require a minimum credit score of 680.
Okay, so almost no restrictions. So
correct. Is not a government program. Is truly a program created by Waterstone Mortgage. So you're not going to find it anywhere else, because we are a subsidiary of Waterstone Bank out of Pewaukee, Wisconsin. We have a little bit more flexibility versus being a mortgage broker that works off of a line of credit. We are working off of the bank's assets. So if we have the ability to create these new programs, or if you have somebody who's financing as a conventional 30-year fixed rate mortgage, but maybe there's a little bit something quirky about their loan, a lot of times we're able to get an exception through our underwriting department. If it makes sense, we're able to get that exception that maybe a mortgage broker wouldn't be able to get, just because we're working off of a bank's assets, not a line of credit.
So Waterstone is truly a bank.
Yes,
it's just not a name. They're really a depository bank.
Yes, Waterstone Bank is based out of Pewaukee, Wisconsin. We are a subsidiary of Waterstone Bank. We do not have a brick and mortar branch here in our area, but like I said, we're a subsidiary of that bank.
Also, for those of you that like the stock market, go to WSBF, which is their signal. I'm not giving investing advice. Let me be clear right here. But this was a stock that just probably a year or so ago, maybe 2 years, was $5 or $6, and now is approaching $17 a share. And still, it looks like a lot of upside the way they're growing. But where I wanted to get back, something I want to get back to at the top of the show, I told people, look, don't wait to make that offer. If you see a house you like, don't wait to go see that house. Well, a lot of times the people haven't got pre-approved yet. So if they find that house and they haven't got pre-approved and it's 6 o'clock at night, what are they going to do, Evie? That's if they
give
need that
me a call.
Okay.
Give me a call. We always do same day approvals. If for some reason we can't truly give you a pre-approval that same day, we at least call and let you know what we're working on. Now, if you call me at 6 o'clock at night, I might not have an answer for you that same day, but I'll be back with you within 24 hours. And it amazes me the number of realtors that don't make sure their people are pre-approved. Just because I've had a scenario where a realtor showed somebody over 20 houses and the guy had credit issues. As a realtor, you just don't know what their credit profile is. So it's always best to get pre-approved just to save the buyer's time, to save the realtor's time as well. And really with my pre-approvals, if I can't pre-approve them today, we work out a plan to get them to where they can buy. Now, I'm not a credit counselor by any means.
Right,
I always
right.
tell people that. But, there's certain things that we know they can tweak to get their credit score going in the right direction.
Okay, great. And I know somebody else that would be interested in that is our guest today. And our guest is Craig Egley. And Craig is an agent at Keller Williams. Craig and I have been friends a long time, in full disclosure, and but Craig is probably the top new construction realtor in the area. I mean, he has over the years worked for many of the top builders and still is at today. Good morning, Craig.
After an intro like that, you know why Charlie and I are best friends. I tell you, when you can carry on about someone in such a positive manner, I appreciate that very much. Yes.
So, Craig, so many people when you're out as a realtor, you're out showing houses, and you start talking to them about new construction, and there seems to be a stigma there that they just think it's going to be so hard, and we don't want to go through all that process. I mean, is it all that difficult, Craig?
New construction, I think, can be a very good option to existing construction, homes that are already presently being lived in that are on the market for sale. But when you talk about new construction, of course, there's several different ways you can consider new construction. One of them would be spec homes, homes that have been built by contractors that are speculative. They've built them. They may still be in the construction stage, but you have the option of walking in and making some final decisions and tweaking the home so it fits your personal needs. Another option would, of course, be the custom home. There you're building a home from the ground up, usually from plans that meet your particular family needs. And you're actually going through the process of designing the home, putting together the finishes, whether it be exterior and or interior, and then walking it through, of course, financing. Watergate would be... Waterstone, I'm sorry. Would be Watergate.
Craig got a scandal started here
already. Yeah, we do not associate with Watergate.
Not where we want to go. But through Waterstone.
We're showing our age, Craig, talking about Watergate here.
And that was before my time, guys.
You were just a baby then, weren't you? Yeah.
And some of the ideas that have been discussed relative to zero down payment with the USDA, those are options, of course, that one could consider with a spec home, which is new construction versus existing construction also. When we start talking about custom homes, custom financing is necessary, and there's a different set of criteria, but we have the experience and those out there that can help us walk through that type of financing as well. There's also what I refer to as system builders out there. There are companies and contractors and developers that have gotten together, and they may have a half dozen to a dozen floor plans that they're building in a particular subdivision. They do carry the construction loan themselves, and you're in a position where you could use one of the in-loan products, of course, that Waterstone has available to you for financing, and the custom financing would not be necessary which would require, of course, more of a down payment.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you want to expand as far as just so that the new construction buyer can come to you, right?
Yes, and we have all programs available if the borrower is looking at purchasing a spec home like you were talking about,
yes,
where the contractor financed the actual construction part of it, and then the buyer comes in and buys it at the end, maybe makes some, final choices on paint colors, tile, whatever, like you were talking about. But Waterstone does have all of our programs available for that.
The new construction, I think, is something that maybe more people should give consideration to up front. Over the years, I've been a real estate agent since 1987. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of great developers, a lot of great contractors in this area. And over that period of time, I've learned from them that we don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel each time. All we have to do is find a product out there that fits your family needs, and then we can look forward to, of course, putting together the financing. Go ahead.
So as your job, Craig, with being an agent with the builder, do you normally have people call in and say, hey, I'm looking to build, who should I talk to? Or is it more the construction company sending someone your way?
I'm glad you asked that. That's a great question. And I think probably what I'd like to do is explain maybe the critical role that I would play as a real estate agent in that process, and why probably that first call or that best call would be to Keller Williams, me more specifically, I think, as
Absolutely.
much because of the experience. But in doing so, what we would do up front is go through a customer analysis. We're going to identify what your wants and needs are, what your financing parameters are. Then we're going to start looking at locations. Once you start looking at the locations, you're kind of narrowing down the process in so much as a specific county has certain restrictions. A specific subdivision is going to have certain restrictions that we need to pay close attention to.
Hey, Craig, just not to interrupt you, but
yeah,
and people hear about these restrictions. Can you give some, just off the top of your head from your experience, some examples of some things that to look out for? Some of the most, I know all subdivisions have,
and they're not necessarily so prohibitive. Once we go through that initial process of the customer analysis, then I can help better identify some of the locations that we can land in.
Right.
Square footage, exterior cladding being, of course, the bricks, the vinyl. These are certain requirements that we need to look at right up front to see if they fit the needs that we're looking for. And then once you start narrowing it down from your restrictions, once we do a review on that, we want to look at the plat that shows specific lots in there. The topography, is it going to be necessary to put a basement on that property, or is the crawl space adequate for our foundation on that particular property?
Craig, and one thing that I think that we want to make sure that any realtors that are listening know, I know sometimes, I know realtors that don't want to call the new construction guy, for whatever, because he'll want my commission too. That's not, that's not what you're at. That's not what you're after here.
Not in any way, shape, or form. I have a couple of real estate agents that I'm working with right now. They had clients that were looking for new construction. I've had the experience, much like I would refer to others relative to banking or commercial, that I don't have the experience in. They've brought their clients to me. We've identified location. We've came up with specific floor plans that work for their family's needs. And then we've gone through the process, both inside and outside, of speccing the house out for them. So I am more than happy to work with other real estate agents as well and with their clients. Then the process, we try and make it as easy as possible, like a 1, 2, 3 process. We identify where you want to be, what you need in the property, and what it's going to take to finance it. It's not so different from existing construction. I think some of the benefits are you're getting into a situation where you have a brand new home, nothing's used, you have warranties on the property, and in most instances, it's going to come closer in fitting your particular family needs, or specifically your needs, as maybe even closer than what an existing property might.
If a home buyer or new construction person already has a piece of property that they own that they're wanting to build on, could you direct them as well in that scenario?
We are currently building a home between St. Phillips and St. Wendell. That was the exact scenario.
Gotcha.
They came to us. They had some acreage out there, a particular site they wanted the home located on, specifically facing a lake. It was a sloping piece of topography, so we are building a basement underneath it. The same thing is true in Hobstadt. There was a couple that came to us that were just now starting their home, had a parcel of land. We're building on it. We just finished one in the Mount Vernon area with the exact same scenario. We can help guide you to some of the subdivisions if that's the location that you would desire, as well as building more in rural areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Craig, I was just sitting here thinking about this. A lot of people that say they want a new home, but they don't want to build a new home, but they want something newer. Well, one of the things, and correct me where I'm wrong here, but 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, there were very few homes built because of the economic downturn. So there is a real lack of inventory in those just homes just a few years old. So the people that are wanting that, probably their best bet usually is going to be to build.
New construction, like we've already discovered, of course, is a great option to that. But I think making that first call to Keller Williams, to Craig Egley specifically, is to help you discover what exactly those options are. Where are the spec homes within that have the floor plans that meet your needs relative to a location and pricing? Are those available, or are we going to start looking more specifically at custom homes?
And Craig, you mentioned the company and you, but what's your contact information so they can get a hold of you?
Thanks for asking. The easiest way to contact me by cell phone or text. The direct number is area code 812-305-0617, or certainly by email. It's Craig Egley, CraigEgli @kw.com. And if indeed you leave us a message, we'll get back with you. We'll do that initial interview, identify what your needs are, and it may come up that existing homes are the direction we need to go and start looking at, and that's great also. But new construction, I think, probably more often than is right now, can be a consideration for a large number of people out there in the market.
Is that why, because these people are calling you, is that why it takes you so long to call me back sometimes?
No, it's usually you're on a golf course and I can't reach you.
Oh, well, that's another story. We don't need to get into that stuff.
Yeah.
But Craig, so you were talking about system builders earlier, and you were talking about getting the floor plan. But you've got a floor plan laid out that I just really like, and that's the house I want to build. But I want to build that house, but I want to make some changes.
And most usually, as long as it doesn't compromise the integrity of the home, that's easy to do. We can go inside, we can move curtain walls about, we can remove walls and keep the home structurally sound. But it really, truly, honestly is a very easy process these days. I know probably a lot of people have storylines that new construction is not something they can consider. But I think if they give us the opportunity just to sit down and chat, or even chat over the phone, we might be able to convince them that it is a viable option for them.
It's great. And so there's really, when you get right down to it, the people that go out there and look at existing construction and look at 30 different houses or 50 different houses, and
we might be able to make it real easy on them. Come and sit in the office and have a cold drink with us. And
I was going to say, I think we've all shown people houses where they get to the end of the day and they said, I know the house I want. And they've looked at 30 houses. I want the master bed. I want that one with a big master bedroom and that great open kitchen and that big master bath with a really nice tile shower. There was only one problem. Each one of those things were in different houses. So I think, Craig, you can put all those into one house.
And that is a process, of course, that we have a lot of experience at, is meshing those together. The items that you're looking for, once again, that initial analysis, we'll sit down, we'll review that, and I'll share with you options relative not only the location where homes like this might be located that you're interested in, but the different floor plans and options that you can consider within a certain pricing parameters.
Do you work in specific counties, or where's your area of expertise?
We're doing the Tri-County area. We're working, we've got them going in Gibson County and Posey County at present.
Okay.
When I say Tri-County, actually I added Gibson to that, but we're working in Vanderburgh and Warwick County as well.
Okay.
Something else that popped in my mind, Craig, while you were talking about that, I can remember talking to builders before. We'd have a client that was interested in a home that they had seen. Didn't matter where it was at that is maybe half done, and calling the particular builder or calling their agent and saying, "How much is that house gonna?" And they said, "Well, we don't know. We're not finished yet." And I always thought that just can't be good business. So I'm assuming you can tell people when you start what it's going to be.
Quite often, it's going to be a matter of amenities that are included in a property. So we can have the same floor plan framed up in the same location, and depending on how we finish that property out is going to determine, of course, the end price. But once we find properties that are partially finished, then it's possible in many instances that we can step in there and identify what our personal wants and needs are. If we're looking for the quartz countertops, if we're looking for specific floor coverings, things of that nature. But my wife's parents, most recently, I sold their home for them, their existing home. We were looking at existing homes. They swore that the new construction was not for them, and sure enough, they ended up in a new home.
That's great. And Craig, again, anyone that's interested in a new home, you can sit down with them, go over their wants, and you want to wrap that up and how they can get a hold of you.
And work within their pricing parameters. If we can identify right up front location and what your specific needs are and pricing, then we can identify right then without wasting your time as to what we can do for you. Please contact me at your convenience. Area code 812-305-0617 for cell phone and or text. Craig Egley, CraigEgli at kw.com.
Craig Egley, thank you very much.
Look forward to hearing from you.
Appreciate it. Again, Craig Egley, who is, I think, the top new construction specialist in the area. And Evie, again, we were just talking about this as when Craig's builders finish a home, you guys can certainly take that over, can't
Definitely.
you? As far as doing the financing.
Definitely. I'd love to hear from a new construction home buyer. They can give me a call at 812-463-3199, or they may email me at ebar@waterstonemortgage.com.
And for everything else, I realize I haven't already talked about my team today. So but I was getting engrossed in all this. So
luckily, Craig's on your team.
No, he's not.
Well, he's part of your company.
He's part of Keller Williams,
Yes.
but yes. But for any other needs, and we work a lot with Evie, we work a lot with Craig. If there's call the Charlie Butler team. If you're looking to buy a home, call us at 812-430-1708. One of our buyer's agents would love to help you. If you're looking to list a home, and we've been getting a lot of calls also off the program and off of some of the things we do here with WGBF, like the Glenn Beck endorsement, which we're honored to have. Also, you can call our listing agents at 812-449-0050, and we work both residential and commercial. So commercial side, give me a call. We are looking for larger apartment complexes and smaller apartment complexes. We've got a real need for apartment complexes in the southern Indiana area. And so give me a call again, 812-499-7758. And again, as Evie said, we've been very busy, so we're hiring right now. So those numbers you just heard, give us a call or email us at cbutler@kw.com. Send us a message, the Charlie Butler team on Facebook, And Evie, how can they get hold of you? And I know Bobby's motion will run out of time, so
They can give me a call at 812-463-3199.
all right. Well, again, Craig Egley, thank you very much. And Evie, good to see you this Sunday morning.
You too. Have a great afternoon.
All right. And everybody, thanks for listening. We'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to The Real Estate Show on WGBF AM with the guy who guarantees to sell your home or he'll buy it himself, Charlie Butler. Join us every week at this time to find out how to sell your home quickly and for more money. For more information, email cbutler@kw.com or visit charliebutlerteam.com.